this paradigm of ease and pure potential that so many of us are tapping into and expanding. This reality we are starting to perceive at such a grand level, but even just for yourself personally, for myself personally, I'm opening up this new paradigm. And I'm remembering my energetic nature and that this is a vibrational universe. And within this vibrational universe, there is infinite potentials. And so one of these potentials is this paradigm of our truest nature, of being so in line with the way our souls see the world. That is one of these potentials. It is our grandest potential. And I feel myself tapping into that more often. And I'm feeling this new level within it where instead of dropping in and out of it all the time, going back and forth, there's this level of being able to hold myself there and that becoming my dominant energy, whereas before my dominant energy was very much the reality that I had been taught, and then I could every once in a while access this grander perspective. But now it feels as though I'm living in this grander perspective and every once in a while fall back into my human ways, which I feel like that's as far as you ever need to get. You never need to reach that 100%. But I'm feeling this message of permission to stay there, to trust what staying there means for me. Like, what does that mean to stay there? I think that's a level of trust in your body to allow yourself to consistently let go of these old ways. Because I think the reason we don't stay in this higher, grander perspective more often is because we don't trust that it is truly the thing that we need. Our brains constantly are trying to convince us of, yeah, that was nice, that felt great, but what you really need to do is take a lot of action. What you really need to do is freak out and come up with the worst case scenario so you're prepared. That's what you really need to do. I think there's this level of trust that we don't fully surrender because we don't think it's truly the thing. And I think I'm getting to this point now where I've accessed this new paradigm enough times to where it's become an experience for me that has become so consistent that even my body is now agreeing and is allowing me to stay there longer. What's funny to me is every single time I get out of it too, I get out of this higher perspective, it's always the conclusion I come back to is that a life of a perspective of ease and utilizing my energetic nature and utilizing my energy and letting my energy lead, that's always the conclusion every single time. And so I almost get to this point now where if I fall out of this grander perspective, that I almost like skip the steps where I'm like, I already know I'm going to come back to that conclusion. So like, why not just shut the fuck up right now? Why not just go there instead? Like I literally, sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes I got to do the extra things that get me back in alignment. But sometimes I can just be like, I know that that's the conclusion I'm going to come back to. I just know it. So it pulls me back. I also want this to feel like a portal opening up for others, that this is an option, that you can live dominantly in this grander perspective where you are subscribing to a life of ease, where things work out easy, where love is common, it's a daily occurrence, where money is not a threat to your nervous system. This reality exists. It exists. I no longer need to be convinced that it's real. There's so much science. There's so much that brings us back to this conclusion. And so it's this last step of let yourself live there. Let yourself stay in this paradigm more often. And start by seeing where you can open this paradigm up in parts of your life that you haven't yet. For instance, maybe you feel this when you are in meditation or you're on a walk with yourself or you're spending the day with yourself. Where can you begin to open up this grander perspective in places that it doesn't feel like it fits? Because I think we like to convince ourselves that some parts of life don't have anything to do with energy. Some parts of life are just the way they are. We like to convince ourselves of that. Some relationships have nothing to do with energy. Some circumstances. So just test yourself. Test out. How can I tune into this grander perspective in this situation? And see if you can just start opening up some more portals. Just open up a couple more. Maybe just one this week. Just open up one portal into this dimension that you know. Your body knows it. You've experienced it. And it's a heartfelt experience. Okay. Well, let me know how that landed. I want to start tuning into the messages that I've been receiving more often on recording, because I feel these daily and I feel like I'm supposed to be sharing this part of me more often. So I would love to hear how that landed, if you resonate. I also want to quickly mention that I have reopened my one-on-one coaching. And if you are interested or you want to hear more, there are a few things you can do. You can, one, just sign up and get on the wait list right now by, I'll put a link in the descriptions. You can sign up there and to get on the wait list. Or if you are curious and you have questions, or you just want to have a taste of what it's like to work with me, I also offer a 20-minute Pick My Brain session, complimentary. So you can also sign up for one of those and we can chat more. But working with me is basically, I'm going to just open up these portals for you. I'm going to remind you consistently of your truest nature. I'm going to feel into messages for you. We'll put plans together for what holding this new paradigm of ease really looks like in your life, in your business, in your relationships. It's just opening up your heart, living a life with an open heart. And I'm excited to hold space and open those portals for people again. So if that feels like this is for you, then check that out by looking at the notes in the description. But other than that, I love you guys so much, and I'll chat at you soon. Bye.